Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how I made this finger licking pot of stew. This stew is the perfect stew for Sunday rice. You know those Benin standard kind of rice and stew? Yes, that Mama Festus Benin stew for rice. This is it. So please skip no part of this video. Make sure you watch it to the very end. Share with your friends and family, and leave a comment below so that I can know what you think about this recipe. Thank you and God bless you as you watch. And also subscribe. Okay, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Subscription is free, so make sure you click on that button before you go. Thank you. So without further ado, let's get into the video. To start the stew, I'm going to be boiling my meat. So into a clean pot I'm pouring my already washed meat. I've cleaned the meat, I've washed it, so I'm just pouring into the pot and I'm adding chopped onions. So in this plate I have my spices. I have bay leaf, I have white pepper powder, I have coriander seeds, this is pink salt, then I have oregano, fennel and rosemary. That's everything I have in there. And then I also have 2 bouillon cubes, 2 Maggi cubes inside. So I'm just going to pour everything into the pot. After mixing it in, I did not add any water to this pot, whether in the beginning or during when the meat is cooking or afterwards. I did not add any water, so I allowed the meat to cook in its own stock, in the water that it's brought out by itself. So that's it for the meat. This is the stock that the meat has rendered by itself, so I'm just going to allow the meat to cook inside this stock. By this time all the stock has almost disappeared because I did not add any water. If you want, you can add water, but this is how I like to make my meat, especially when I don't need stock to cook jollof rice or anything. I want everything inside this pot of stew, so there is no reason whatsoever why I'll be making stock. So I want every flavor locked inside that pot of stew. So now I'm just putting in my pepper. I have tomatoes, I have Sombo, I have bell peppers, that's Tatashe, and I have some rodo, that's scotch bonnet pepper. And I'm just going to cook everything down. Now you don't have to do this step. You can actually blend your pepper and cook the pepper afterwards, or you can do this method, or you can also put it in the oven, allow it to broil, then blend. So whichever one is convenient for you or whichever one you are used to is fine. So I'm going to cook this down, then I'll blend it. Now remember, there is a little meat stock inside the pot before I put in the pepper, so also the pepper will also render its own juice inside the pot. That is what I'm going to use to blend. I will not be adding I think I added, no, I did not add any water while blending. I did not add any water because the water was actually enough for me to blend. But if you want to blend and the water from the pot, that is the juice that is inside the pot, is not enough, you can just add a little bit of water. Now I'm done blending and the pepper is very smooth, so I'm just going to pour it inside this bowl and get ready to prepare our stew. So I went ahead to mince my onions because I want it to be very small. You can actually chop it or cut it, but I want mine to be very small. I don't want to see onions inside the stew, so I'm just using this machine to mince it. Now I'm done mincing. You can see the consistency of the onions is very smooth. The pieces are very tiny basically, so that is what I want. By the time I'm cooking the stew, I won't be seeing chunks of onions inside the stew. That's why I'm not using the traditional method of just cutting the onions. Now it is time to bleach our palm oil. A little disclaimer: bleached palm oil is not good according to nutritionists. I'm not a nutritionist. I don't know how true this is, but this is what I hear all the time, that bleaching palm oil is not good for your health. So I try as much as possible not to bleach my palm oil all the time, but anytime I want to bleach palm oil, this is what I do. I pour the oil inside the pot, as you can see, then I cover it for about 5 to 10 minutes depending on the quantity. So after I'll use very low heat. Now after bleaching, I'll not open it at all. I'll put off the fire and allow the pot to cool down completely. Do not open your pot while you are bleaching, okay, because of the smoke, or your palm oil can even catch fire yourself, so you don't want that. Now I just added a little bit of vegetable oil because I just feel like the palm oil, it will not be enough for the stew, so I added a little bit of vegetable oil to it. Then I'm going to fry my meat inside this same oil before using it for the stew. So now I'm starting to make the stew. I'll just pour my minced onions inside the oil. So I'll fry for a bit, for like few minutes, 2 to 3 minutes basically. Then I'll add my tomato paste. Tomato paste in this recipe is optional. Whether you use tomato paste or you do not use tomato paste, your stew is still going to bang. Okay, you know when they say a stew bangs, it bangs. So whether you use tomato paste or you don't, your stew is going to bang. But I use tomato paste in mine. Now after adding the tomato paste, you have to fry the tomato paste. This step you have to be very patient. If you are not patient, you are going to regret. If you know you are not patient, just skip the tomato paste. Okay, if you know you are not going to have the patience to fry this thing, just don't put it. Just go ahead with your pepper mix. Okay, because you need to fry this until all that sugary whatever taste of tomato paste goes away. So while frying, I added my ponmo, which is cow skin, and this is because I want the ponmo to be inside the pot for as long as possible. So I like to add it in the early stages of the cooking. So I fried the tomato paste for like 20 to 30 minutes until it's going to look like it's burning. Don't allow it to burn, okay, but you are going to fry it for a very long time, and you just keep stirring and stirring and stirring until it becomes crumbly like soil. It's going to look as if it's sandy kind of. So the texture is going to change from that sticky tomato paste. So now after frying, I added my pepper mix. So actually my pepper mix was too much. I was already thinking about it while blending that this pepper is going to be too much, but I just blended anyways. So I did not use everything. I kept the other parts. After adding the pepper, I've just stir and cover and allow to cook. You know that theory that when you see oil floating on top of your stew, then that means your stew is ready. That theory does not really apply to this stew, because every time you open your pot of stew, this particular one, there's going to be oil on top, and that's because of the bleached palm oil. So that theory that when the oil floats, that's when your stew is ready, does not apply, because even when you literally just pour the pepper and you cover it and you open it back, almost immediately there is oil on top of the stew. So just be calm and allow your pepper to cook very well. You can even time it depending on the quantity of stew that you are cooking. So cover it and make sure you stir like consistently. Cover after like 3-5 minutes, come back to check and stir so that it does not burn underneath. Okay, and you are just going to repeat that until your stew is cooked, until your stew is ready. So I'm adding a little bit of water because I feel like the stew is too thick. So if you made stock while you are boiling your meat, this is when you add it. Okay, but remember, I did not make any stock. I just allowed the meat to cook in its juice, and the stock is almost dried up by the time I'm done. And I even used the stock, I added the pepper to the stock, so I did not have any stock by the time I was done boiling my meat. So I used just water. So if you have stock, you add it, okay, and then you keep cooking. At this point I added Maggi and salt, and I used just that one tiny cube for this pot of stew, because we used 2 cubes of Maggi to boil the meat already, so you don't want to load your pot of stew with Maggi. Okay, and we also use spices to boil the meat, so all those things will come together. Make sure that you taste your stew before you add any extra Maggi or even salt. Now the stew has been cooking for some time, and I'm adding my meat now. The stew is ready actually, so I added my meat at this point. Then I allowed the meat to cook inside the stew for like 5 minutes, and the stew is ready. So after adding the meat, I just cover it and allow the meat to simmer inside the pot for like 5 minutes, and that's it for this pot of stew, this pot of delicious goodness. So I'm just trying to clean all the splatters from the cooker and the wall. The stew is ready. Ewoju obekebu rice. The stew is ready. Ewoju obekebu rice. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much. If you are still watching at this point and you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Make sure you subscribe to this channel for more goodies, for more videos. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you. Oops, before I go, yes, I skimmed some oil from the stew. Yeah, because the oil I had was a bit too much, so it's better to have enough oil to make your stew, then skim it off, or I don't even know whether that English skim off is correct, but you get what I mean. So it's better to use enough oil to cook your stew, and then when the stew is ready, just remove some of the oil. Okay, they are not having enough oil. If you don't have enough oil, your stew is not going to cook very well. So that's it. Bye bye.